First alert weather and live local coverage. This is News 10.
We begin News 10 at 5:30 with a live look over the city of Jackson, where the state is planning a controversial traffic strategy called a road diet. Good evening. I'm David Andrews. Ann is off this week. A road diet is a traffic calming strategy that involves reducing the number of lanes on a road. Here's a map of the proposed road diet in Jackson County. It would take place on East Michigan Avenue from US 127 west to Page Avenue. Not everyone is happy about it. News 10's Jaden Hawkins here in studio now to explain. Hey, Jaden.
David, the Jackson County Board of Commissioners and Blackman Charter Township officials are saying no to this proposed road reduction by the Michigan Department of Transportation. I spoke with township officials and law enforcement to see what makes them so hesitant about the plan. The Michigan Department of Transportation is proposing changes from East Michigan Avenue from Page Avenue to US 127. The project would downsize the roadway from 4 lanes to 2 with a single shared center turn lane. Blackman Township Treasurer Phil Preston says the last road reduction project in the area was a headache.
It's been a real problem. The project took far longer than was anticipated.
Kelby Wallace from MDOT says this would make that stretch of road safer.
If we do this lane reduction, which is referred to as a road diet, we can improve safety. We will reduce crashes, rear end crashes, side swipes, and that will also improve pedestrian safety.
But Darren McIntosh, the township's director of public safety, says the proposal raises safety concerns.
Closing down a lane, which could have ultimately given our emergency vehicles an opportunity to have room to pass, never really sits well with me, especially when we're talking about response times.
And he says the proposed location isn't an area of concern.
Obviously, we know the intersections in Blackman Township that are intersections that we have the most accidents at. It's published every year. Parnell and Lansing Ave, this general area, doesn't make the list.
Wallace says they are working closely with the township to address concerns about the project. MDOT is also considering doing a trial of the road diet, and he says if it doesn't function well, they will put the road back to its original state.
All right, Jaden, thank you. Now, if the project is approved, MDOT says construction could take 2 years and would wrap up sometime in 2020.